And the dog is all set to go too.
She's ready. I love it.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to celebrate the union between this man Bryson and this gorgeous, beautiful bride Danielle in matrimony. This is the single highest commitment that two human beings can possibly make to each other. It is not something ever to be entered into lightly. Indeed, you're not just joining your lives together as husband and wife, but the lives of your entire families as well. Thus, if there is any person here who has any reason whatsoever to believe why these two people should not be joined together in matrimony, speak now or forever hold your peace.
Somebody was texting in saying no.
Those not comments. No, that's all right. Then embrace in hands.
We tearing it apart if I did.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good. That would be a husband film. Do you, Bryson, take this gorgeous bride Danielle to be your lawfully wedded wife, to have and to hold, for better and for worse, for richer and for poorer, in sickness and in health, till death do you part?
Yes.
Very good. And likewise, Danielle, do you take this man Bryson to be your lawfully wedded husband, to have and to hold, for better and for worse, for richer and for poorer, in sickness and in health, till death do you part?
I do.
Very good. Do we have the rings? Now the rings, as you all know, form the shape of a circle. And apart from being a whole lot easier to wear on your left ring fingers for the rest of your lives, they form the unbroken circle of love that two human beings, especially those just like you who are getting married today, shall have for each other. Bryson, if you would kindly and gently place the ring gently onto Danielle's left ring finger.
Thanks so much.
Embrace in hands and repeat after me. With this ring, I thee wed. I, Bryson, take thee, Danielle, to be my lawfully wedded wife. I promise to always love you, to always honor you, to always respect you, to always listen to you, to always be patient with you, and to always be your best friend, and lawfully wedded husband. See, he didn't even say awfully. There you go. And if you could, likewise, place the ring gently onto Bryson's left ring finger. I stapled it on my card. Good. And embrace in hands and repeat after me. With this ring, I thee wed. I, Danielle, take thee, Bryson, to be my lawfully wedded husband. I promise to always love you, to always honor you,
to always honor you,
to always respect you,
to always respect you,
to always listen to you,
to always listen to you,
to always be patient with you.
to always be patient with you.
She's trying on that one. To always, see, now that threw me off. To always be your best friend.
To always be your best friend.
And lawfully wedded wife. There you go. Now, Bryson and Danielle, I can tell you something. In a marriage, you can be one of two things. You can be right, or you can be married. But you cannot and you will not be both. And if you don't believe me, ask anybody that's ever been married for very long. And they'll tell you that that's the truth. Perhaps your parents that have been married for 35 years. Yeah. For the husbands, put your gorgeous wives first. Gorgeous wives, put your husbands first. Let this small stuff go. Put your egos aside. 99.9% of it, it's all small stuff. There are so many things that you can choose to bicker and argue and nitpick and fight about. Sure, over 1,001 in a day if you try. Some people say that today, the day that you get married, is the best, most difficult part of ever getting married. And that's partially true. I mean, you know, we have wonderful family and friends here that love and support us. You know, I mean, it's a relatively beautiful day, great food, beautiful clothes. And, you know, it's also difficult. I mean, the cost, the time, making sure that no one gets sick, you know, all the wonderful things. But the truly best, most difficult parts of ever getting married is not today. It's the day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year of crossing that bridge together. When the going gets tough, the tough don't just get going. No, divorce is so easy to do in the United States, especially in states like Oklahoma. They sit back down together. They listen to each other, even when they don't want to. They compromise. They work it out. If you can do this, you can look back many years from now and have a very happy and successful and fulfilling marriage. Can and will you both do this?
Yes.
Two last quick pieces of advice. There will be times in your lives, you're both still very, very young, when you will ask yourselves, you're welcome, and each other, why, oh why did we ever agree to this? And you may have fights, and if there is anything that is too big for the two of you to solve on your own, go find an outside objectively, or I don't mean your parents or your siblings or your kids, somebody not involved in the situation that can help you with it. There's nothing wrong with doing that. And also, sir, there is one old saying, and any couple just like yourselves that's ever been married for very long can tell you that it's true. Happy wife. She already knows what I'm going to say. Happy wife. Before you do say or think a single thought in your mind, ask yourself, will this make my wife happy? And if the answer is no, don't do it. Now, I checked both of my cell phones just before we started. You both saw me. There's been no phone call, no text message, no pardon from the governor or the president. This is your last chance to back out. Do you both wish to proceed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well then, by the power invested in me by the state of Oklahoma, it is my honor, my duty, and my privilege to officially pronounce you husband and wife. Sir, you may and should kiss this gorgeous bride.